Six True Fall Halloween horror stories animated. Bro, why can I not say fucking Halloween for the fucking life of me? I clicked it.
You
YouTube fucking ads, bro. I hate YouTube ads. Oh, I am so fucking stupid, and I'm a little like up there, so it's just like still so.
This happened when I was very young. Since this is technically still an active investigation,
Hold on, wait.
I will omit certain details from the story. For some context, I grew up in a small town in Wyoming. As a non-outdoorsy kind of guy, growing up in the cowboy state wasn't exactly exciting on any level. As a side note, I didn't really appreciate my home state when I was younger. When I was going through my rebellious stage, I moved to Chicago and went to school there for 3 years. After I finished my education, I moved to San Francisco.
James, fight me, nigga. Fight me right now. I fight. Fuck you, bitch. Fucking God. James, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. You better not have clipped that shit. Oh my. Oh, I fucking hate you. Oh, oh my fucking God. Bro, James, I fucking hate you. Bro, it was, I was just, I was finna go off on you because I actually did have a speech impediment, like kindergarten through third grade. No, kindergarten through second grade. And it was just like, I was finna go off. I was finna start cuss you out of shit. It did. It did. It did. I read you stuttering like hell, and it was just instantly. It's like fuck you, nigga. Fuck you for making me stutter, bitch.
Where I resided until 2016. By then, I had my fill of city life, and I hightailed it back to Wyoming.
That
I
shit.
now
Oh
live
my
in
God.
Cheyenne. In my hometown, there is virtually no crime in my area whatsoever. It was the kind of place where you could leave your doors unlocked at night. The only thing that we kids had to contend with was...
This nigga clipped it. This nigga actually fucking clipped it.
As a side note, I didn't really appreciate my home state when I was younger. When I was going through...
Hold on. Wait. Hold on, wait. That's fucking wild, nigga.
my rebellious stage, I moved to Chicago and went to school there for 3 years. After I finished my education, I moved to San Francisco.
James, fight me, nigga. Fight me right now. I fight. Fuck you, bitch. God. Bro, James, fuck. James, I fucking hate you.
As a side note,
Bro,
I didn't really
nigga,
appreciate my home.
Bro, James, fight me, nigga. It was like as look at this. Hold on, wait. Let me move. Let me move the fucking chat box. Let me move it real quick. It was like it was like as soon as this one came up, as soon as this one fucking came up, and I read it. Fight me right now. I fight. Fuck you, bitch. It was as soon as I seen it. Fuck you, bitch. Fight me, nigga. Fight me right now. I fight. Fuck you, bitch. It was as soon as you said it. God. I fucking hate you. I can't even remember where the fuck. Here we go. Oh my fucking god, bro. James, you fucking dickhead.
Boredom. However, there was one incident that shook the entire community.
James, I fucking hate you. James, that fucking, oh my god.
One that I happened to witness firsthand. The year was 1991. I was in elementary school at the time. Back then,
I can't even
the school
talk
that
after
I
that
went to
shit,
was
bro.
located between several small coal mining towns that didn't have schools of their own. Some of these communities were an hour away.
I can't even fucking say anything
reason,
after that shit,
the school didn't provide bus rides to students who lived in these remote areas. My mom didn't get off of work until 4.
Damn, this is a long ass introduction to this story.
From school. There was a playground located in the schoolyard.
Or else we just been not doing shit.
By their parents would hang out, unsupervised. On the day in question, me and another kid named Thomas were the only ones on the playground.
Thomas gonna be a fucking dickhead, isn't he?
I noticed that there was an old pickup truck sitting in the parking lot, ominously facing the playground.
Why is there a fucking truck sitting in the parking lot, ominously facing the fucking playground?
Sold on Back Market
Fuck you,
by expert
YouTube
refurbishers.
ads.
Wait, give me a sec, and you'll rethink refurbished. Like all electronics on Back Market, this phone's been carefully tested and works as good as new for prices up to.
I thought nothing of it at the time.
Somebody get me YouTube.
I didn't know Thomas
fucking
very well,
Red or Premium, or
really
whatever the fuck it's called.
I remember that I was trying to do chin-ups on the monkey bars while he was sitting on the bench near the parking lot. I eventually got bored of the monkey bars and walked over to sit on the slide so I could get out of the sun for a while. Shortly after, I overheard Thomas talking to someone. No, I don't know you.
No, I don't know you.
I'm not going with you.
Oh, that's Thomas.
I was facing the opposite direction.
That's the main character.
The main playground area sat between the slide and the bench Thomas was sitting on. But when I looked over, I did make out a figure standing next to Thomas. The only thing I seem to recall about them is that they were wearing a pair of jeans. My memory gets a little fuzzy after this, which is disappointing because I pride myself on having a pretty good memory. The only thing I remember after noticing the mysterious person talking to Thomas was seeing the truck speeding out of the parking lot and then realizing that Thomas was gone.
Damn, they took Thomas.
I didn't see Thomas getting into the truck.
They straight nabbed Thomas,
but had been kidnapped until the day after. My mom arrived about 10 minutes later. The next day, I was called into the principal's office and was asked by a police officer if I had seen Thomas the day before. I told him about the strange truck in the parking lot and seeing someone talking to him while I was on the slide. Unfortunately, the story does not have a happy ending. Thomas's body was found in a ditch a week later in the neighboring state of North Dakota, which is less than an hour away from the school. This tragedy shook the entire community. A lot of parents blamed the school for not having someone out there watching us, which is a perfectly valid point in my opinion. After what happened to Thomas, not only do they have a chaperone out there.
Damn. R.I.P. my nigga Thomas, right? Hey, R.I.P. that nigga Thomas, bro. Damn.
Watching us, but a police car was also stationed in the parking lot. It wasn't until I got older that I realized just how lucky I was not to be taken that day. I potentially came very close to meeting the same fate as Thomas. The scariest part of all this is that they were never able to find who abducted him or
James. Bro, I fucking despise you right now. Like I hate you, bro. I hate, bro. James. I will beat your ass, bro. I will whoop your fucking ass, nigga. I will whoop your old ass nigga.
what their motive was. It just happened out of nowhere for seemingly no reason whatsoever. It's a scary thought to imagine someone just waking up one day and deciding to kidnap and murder an innocent child right out of the schoolyard. I don't think living in constant fear is healthy. However, be aware that evil lurks everywhere, even in some of the most remote, unassuming places.
Especially that face baby
When I
Ray
was a
clip.
kid,
Hey,
my
that's on the
family would often
YouTube at
frequent
this
this
point.
Italian restaurant near the city's airport called Martino's. My granduncle discovered this place during his
That
quest
shit
to
was
find
funny.
a genuine Chicago-style hot dog outside of the Windy City. On the day in question, I went to Martino's with my dad and my uncle for lunch. I believe this was in the middle of my school's summer break,
Hungry ass.
and my mom opted to stay home
Eat,
that day
eat,
for whatever
eat.
reason. After we were done, the three of us soon returned to my dad's car. My uncle got in the passenger seat and I climbed into the back. We hadn't gotten very far from the restaurant when we noticed an older pickup truck tailing us, driving very erratically.
Damn.
The truck kept accelerating, pulling right up to our rear bumper, and then backing off.
Damn.
Only to do
Speed
it over
racer
again.
ass.
Evidently, they were in a big hurry, trying to get my dad to go faster or to move out of their way. My old man isn't the type of guy who takes shit from anybody, except my mom. So he kept driving at
James,
the
I
speed
hate you.
limit, refusing to move over. I thought the truck would eventually pass us. Instead, it got right on our bumper and stayed there. From the back seat, I couldn't quite see into the rearview mirror, but I remember my dad saying that the driver was so angry that he was banging on his steering wheel and screaming at us.
Fool,
The truck
what?
stayed
What's wrong
behind
with
us
this
until
nigga?
we came to the next stoplight, which of course was red. As soon as we came to a stop, the driver's side door of the pickup truck flew open, and a younger guy stepped out. He was maybe in his late 20s to early 30s. My dad put his car into park and opened his door.
Fuck you want,
Before
nigga?
the guy could even get a word out, my
Damn, that was racist as fuck, and I didn't even realize it.
dad said very calmly,
Fuck you
"Need to
want,
get back
nigga?
in your truck." For a second, the guy seemed taken off guard and looked as though he was about to back down. But then he took a step forward,
Hey, bitch.
staring my dad in the eyes.
Like your big
My
ass up.
uncle and I were both preparing for the worst when the stoplight suddenly flicked back to green. The guy sprinted back to his truck and tore off down the road. If my dad had been shaken, he didn't show it. My uncle and I were definitely on edge from the encounter, but we took comfort in
Definitely
knowing
on
that we wouldn't
edge.
see that truck again. Or so we thought.
I knew he was gonna say that shit.
It was quite a ways up the road until we reached another intersection. We were in the right lane, and the truck was in the far left turn lane. Upon seeing it, my dad burst into laughter and made a wisecrack. He was in a big hurry to go nowhere. Hey,
Exactly.
watch this. As we came to a stop, my dad rolled down his window. Hey, jackass!
Nigga.
When the driver looked
Hey, nigga.
towards us, my dad did a perfect imitation of him, banging
Ooh, ooh, ah.
on the steering wheel and shouting incoherently the whole bit. That's when the driver lost his shit. The pickup truck backed up and came tearing out
Oh
of the
shit,
turn
but that shit would be
barreling
funny if he
straight
said that
across
shit.
the road, directly at us.
Damn.
My dad quickly turned down the intersecting
Ugh,
road,
nigga.
the truck following behind, tailgating us again as my dad pushed the car to its limits. We were hauling ass, but the truck was
He
quickly
was hauling
closing
ass
in.
too.
Just up the road, there was an interstate ramp. My dad made a ballsy move.
Ugh, nigga.
He waited until the very last second, and then quickly skidded our car into the ramp lane. As we climbed up the ramp, the last thing we heard was the truck's horn blaring as it disappeared out of sight.
This shit is not scary, nigga.
Thankfully, after that, we made it back home safely. When my mom saw how freaked out my uncle and I were, she pressured my dad into telling the story. I'm pretty certain she chewed him out right after, especially for his imitation gag. But as was typical, my dad was pleased with himself. We still talk about what happened that day every now and again.
Shit ain't scary,
And we
nigga.
used to laugh about it. But now, even my dad doesn't crack jokes about it anymore. I think he finally understands just how deranged that man was and the potential danger we were in. At any moment, things could have turned deadly.
Deadly. Like, nigga. Nigga
This
was
happened
following me in his
2018 in
car.
Portland,
Shut your
Oregon.
bitch ass up.
I was 21 years old at the time. Back in those days, I was a
21,
night owl
21,
who did
21.
a fair amount of drinking.
I didn't even realize the ad was coming up.
I was in downtown Portland one night and decided to stop and grab a quick drink after spending the day with some friends of mine. When I entered the pub, I noticed a very attractive girl sitting at the far end of the bar. She was wearing a hoodie.
Oh, she got a piercing. I thought she had like a
and pierced
noodle piece
lip.
in her fucking.
I couldn't help but stare at her
A
like
noodle
some
piece in
kind
her
of
mouth.
weirdo. At this time, I was still going to college. On campus, I've encountered many attractive girls on a daily basis, but I had never been so stunned like this before. Since we were the only ones at the bar, I felt that my behavior was becoming noticeable. So I made my way to the nearest stool, sat down, and ordered a rum and coke. I thought about striking up a conversation with the girl, but the last time I hit on somebody at a bar, I ended up with a drink on my face. A story for another time. To make a long story short, I didn't have the energy to play 4D chess that night. I'm just gonna have a few drinks, walk back to my dorm, and call it a night.
You look like a deer caught in the headlights.
Damn, that mic is
I
fucking
looked
terrible.
over, and the girl was now standing next to me. I was shocked.
Get your
The
big
last
ass
thing I
back.
ever expected was for her to come over and start talking to me. I had to think quickly.
Get your big funky
Sorry about
ass back.
that.
There's no need to apologize. It happens all the time.
I bet.
Big funky ass.
You're funny. Do you mind if I join you?
Yes, I do mind.
Please, be my guest. The girl took a seat next to me. So, are you from around here?
Oh, no. Actually, I just arrived in town.
Oh, really? Well, welcome to Portland. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I promise.
We in Portland, Oregon, or
David,
Portland,
by the way.
Maine?
Nice to meet you, David. I'm Sadie.
Sadie and I talked for a while. I found out that she was originally from New York and relocated here to work for a property management company and to escape an abusive relationship. After hearing her story, I offered to buy her a drink, and we continued our talk. After about an hour, I realized that I had drank way too much. Hey, Sadie, I have to get going. It's a long walk back to my place, and I think I'm a bit drunk.
Well, you could always stay at my place. It's not far from here.
No, random bitch.
Are you sure? I mean, we did just meet.
This random
She
broad
then
is trying
leaned
to
toward
get
me
my
and
penis.
rested her hand on my thigh.
Hey,
Stop.
stop it.
I'm sure.
I don't like it. Stranger danger. Stop it. Get off me. Get off me, woman. She's trying to fuck me. Help. 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 Being touched. And I don't like it. Stop it. Stop touching me. You give me the heebie jeebies. She's trying to fuck me. She's trying to fuck me. Middle finger to her ass. Get off me, you stupid whore.
The thought of scoring with this girl did sober me up.
Bartender, did you not see that, bartender? She's touching me inappropriately. Teacher, help. Don't start stuttering again, James. Fuck you. Fuck you, James.
So I paid off my tab, and we left the bar at around 10:30. We then made our way to the small parking lot behind the building.
It's just over there.
Why are you
Sadie
talking
led me
like
to
this?
A green Subaru parked at the far end of the lot.
Why are you talking like this?
Upon seeing the
I don't like
vehicle and noticing the Vermont plates, I got a bad feeling. Didn't she say she was from New York?
Yes, nigga.
I felt like a mouse about to enter an obvious trap, and so I stopped. Sadie, are you sure about this?
What's wrong, David?
Why are
I
you
don't
talking
know, I
like
just
that?
Got this really
What's
bad
wrong,
feeling all of a
David?
sudden.
Like, bitch.
I'm not trying to be funny or immature with this next part. I'm simply only relaying what happened. Sadie approached me and caressed my area.
Well,
See?
how do
Ew.
you feel now?
The strange feeling I had was quickly chased away and was replaced by something else. Oh,
Horniness.
okay then.
Horny.
She walked over to the
You need that
passenger side door and
post-nut
held it open
clarity,
for
nigga.
me.
Please
Before
catch
I knew
it. Right now.
I was inside the car of a stranger that I had met an hour ago. After Sadie closed the door, she began to walk around to the other side. But she did so very slowly. It was bizarre. Almost as if she was
WCCT では治験に参加いただける18歳以上の健康な日本人男女を募集しています。最高$8000程度の謝礼金をお支払いします。アメリカにいるあなただからできることがある。ぜひご協力を。
Don't say shit. Don't say shit. Okay? We're just gonna let that one pass.
pretending to be a zombie or something.
We're just gonna let that shit pass, bro.
That strange feeling from earlier returned. I remembered trying to open the passenger door, only to find that it was locked from the outside. Sadie stopped outside of
That
the
shit
driver's
was
side door
fucking-
and just
Why am I in a
stared
stranger's
at
car
me
right now?
through the smudged window.
Stop
The
being
dark parking
weird.
lot obscured her features, making her resemble a dark figure.
Mom, come get me.
She
I
then
wanna go
waved at
home.
me,
Mom,
and I heard
come
her
pick me up.
say-
I'm scared.
Have a nice trip, David.
Have a nice trip. What
Don't
you mean,
ask me
bitch?
how, but I knew exactly what I had to do. I placed my right hand
Ooh,
over my
fuck.
throat
I knew it.
as a wire fell in front of my face and was
I knew
pulled
it.
tight.
I knew it.
There was someone in the back seat.
I knew.
If I didn't bring up my right
We
hand
should
and
not
be
have
dead,
trusted
the
this
wire
bitch.
would have been right on my
But nah,
jugular.
niggas want to be horny.
I heard the assailant in the back seat grunting as they pulled the wire tighter. As we struggled, Sadie opened the driver's side door. I could see that she was angry at what she saw.
You idiots, you're f***ing it up.
A male voice boomed from the back seat.
Move his f***ing hand.
Fuck you, bitch.
Between the creeped out feeling
both
from
of y'all.
earlier and the literal attempt on my life. I was 100% sober now. Sadie climbed into the seat and reached for
Bitch!
my hand.
Elbow her
In all the
shit.
excitement, she must have not noticed that my left hand was completely free. As soon as she moved in, I clocked her right in the face, sending her backward. You just hit my girlfriend.
Good. Fuck you. I'm gonna
I
hit
felt
your
the
ass
wire around my
next.
throat loosen, and I immediately took the opportunity and threw it off of me. I tried the handle on the passenger side door again. To my surprise, it opened.
Knocking both y'all niggas out.
Before I knew it, I was running down the street as fast as I could. I ended up at a nearby convenience store, where I called the police. I gave them a detailed description of Sadie and the Subaru she was driving. I pretty much spent the rest of that evening giving my statement and answering more questions. I wasn't dropped off at the dorms until after 3 a.m. There have since been a few follow-ups to my case. It was determined that the Subaru was reported stolen earlier that evening.
Ah.
Sadie was clearly a false name, and she used a fake ID at the bar.
Of course.
This was also likely a case of what is known as lust murder. Sadie and her accomplice tried to murder me to fulfill a sadistic sexual desire. This is only a theory.
What is wrong with
but it
niggas
does
that
seem
do
to
this
fit.
shit?
The perpetrators are still at large to this day. I am extremely lucky to be alive right now. If I hadn't raised my hand when I did, I have no doubt that I would have been strangled to death.
Nah, bro.
I'll tell you one thing. That is the last time I'll ever try to pick someone up at a bar.
They would have
I'm
called the
uncomfortable
meanest
sharing certain
combo, boy.
details about my
She would have
story,
came.
so I will be purposely vague. This story happened back when I
Even if my left hand wasn't free, she would have came over to come get my hands from under the rope. Ming! And then he would have been like, "Hey, you just hit my girlfriend." Let down the wire. I'm just Detroit. Just knocked his shit. And then I would have took a picture of the card, both their faces, the fucking tag, everything. I would took a picture of everything. While both of them were asleep.
was in middle school. Against my wishes, my mom enrolled me into an after-school program called ELP, which stands for Extended Learning Program. I already...
We had that. It was called ELT, Extended Learning Time. But we had that in middle school. That shit wasn't a sign-up shit. Everybody had to do that shit. It was like a little bit before a certain class or a little bit after a certain class. You would stay. No, it was like basically they was just adding an extra class to us. For what reason? I don't fucking know. But yeah, that shit was weird.
hated school, and being forced to stay there for an extra hour pissed me off. I would usually get out at 4, but with the program, I was there until 5.
4
I did
and
well
5.
in school, and I didn't really need the extra time.
Well,
My only guess is that my
there
parents...
was a point in time in high school where they didn't let us out until like 4:20, so 4:25, like 4:20 or 4:25. She was so fucking stupid. I'll be in my last period just like, I'm ready to go the fuck home.
parents wanted me out of the house for another hour. My house was a short walk from the
Because they wanted the fuck. They didn't want you there to hear the sounds of them making you a brother.
school, so I would usually be back by 5:20 at the latest. On the day in question, a huge storm passed through our town during the school day. When 5 o'clock rolled around, there was still an overcast in the sky, which made things darker than usual. As soon as I left the school grounds, I noticed this old station wagon moving slowly down the street toward me. Maybe it was just a confused grandmother of one of the students, unsure of where the drop-off was. I simply ignored it and continued on. It wasn't until I was a block down the road that I realized the vehicle was tailing me. I
Does he
looked
have a
behind me to see
fucking Jason
something
mask?
truly terrifying. Behind the wheel of the car was someone wearing a white mask with a creepy-ass smiley face on it.
Yeah, nigga, we gotta go.
I should have taken off on foot.
For
but instead, I just
2:45. Y'all didn't even get out past 3 o'clock. We at least had to stay past 3. What the fuck, bro? Bro, my middle school didn't even get out at fucking 2:45. Middle schools got out at 3:30. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Fuck you, James, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Stood there like an idiot as the car approached me. Soon, the wagon came to a stop next to me. I looked directly at the driver's creepy mask before a muffled voice spoke to me.
Hi.
I didn't respond.
Hi, nigga.
Need
Fuck
a
you.
ride, kid?
I looked to the ground and
What
shook
do you
my
say?
head.
Need a ride, kid?
No.
I looked to the ground and shook my head. When I looked back, I was horrified to see that the driver was now pointing a gun at
Whoa, nigga. Get more video views. I don't need more video views. I got James. James gives me the views I need. James, my nigga. Why is you waving that fucking Glock 9000 or what around, nigga? Put that shit up, please.
I took a few steps back. The driver then squeezed the trigger, and I heard
You-
a click.
Bitch, this shit is empty.
You're dead.
The wagon then took off
Fuck you, hoe. Can't even afford bullets for your fucking Glock, bitch. Whore. That's what I would have said. And me personally, that nigga would have known not to come back around here. Come back around with no bullets in your shit. I'm gonna wear your hat. I'm giving up, man. I'm giving up. I give up, bro. I fucking give up, bro.
down the street. I stood there in total shock. Some jackass thought it was funny to point a gun at a 14-year-old kid. I ran home and immediately told my parents about what happened to me. The police were called. They ended up arresting the man a couple of hours later outside of a grocery store. Apparently, he suffered from schizophrenia and was off of his meds. The gun he pointed at me was real, but was not loaded. Needless to say,
It would work your ass. Nigga, I will beat that nigga ass, take his shit, and then go buy some fucking bullets for it.
he was locked up indefinitely. The good news is that after that happened, my parents felt really guilty, and I never had to go to that stupid after-school program ever again. This happened back in the late 90s when I was
Bro, James, that shit was not fucking funny, bro. James, that shit was not funny at all, bro.
around 9 years old. To give you some background information, I grew up in a cul-de-sac toward the back of my neighborhood. Our school was only a mile down the road. The only crimes I ever heard about was when high school athletes would prank their teammates by covering their cars with toilet paper and Cool Whip. So needless to say, our parents never really worried about our safety. I was sitting in my front yard, waiting for my friend to get home from soccer practice. I suddenly heard a female shriek from somewhere close by.
That. What the fuck? Let's not go check it out. Huh.
I looked over to see my next-door neighbor Heather running as fast as she could down the street, crying hysterically.
Damn.
She flew past me and
Damn.
into her house
She
before I
dirty,
could
boy.
even ask her what was
Flow
going
flat,
on.
nigga. She got a
I
flow
then
flat.
looked back to where she came from. There was a white car slowly cruising down our street. The vehicle looked severely rusted and beaten down.
Nasty
The
ass
kind
car.
of thing that wouldn't look out of place in a junkyard. Through the tinted windows, I I saw a shadowy figure in the driver's seat. The
Car
car's
nasty as
engine
hell.
revved up as it sped off and disappeared. I didn't see the details of the driver's face. However, I did see that they were looking directly at me as they took off.
Stop looking
Even
at me.
At my young age, I knew a threat when I saw one. Once the initial shock wore off, I ran inside. I don't know why I didn't tell my parents about the incident. I just kept telling myself that it was none of my business. Maybe it was Heather's boyfriend, and they got into a fight or something. If she really was in some kind of danger, I would leave it to her to tell someone about it. A few days later, I overheard my mom talking to her friend about a predator that was trying to lure kids into a white van in the subdivision next to ours. I remembered cutting into the conversation and saying, "Mom, do you know if it was really a white car? Because I saw Heather the other day running away from someone in a white car." They completely ignored me, saying that it was rude to interrupt their conversation.
You know what? Okay,
And I
you know
shouldn't
what?
be joking about
Fuck you,
such a
mom.
serious
Oh,
thing.
you get kidnapped next.
I honestly
Old
don't
ass.
remember what happened after this. Again, this was many years ago.
Nigga, you pushing fucking 45
To this
anyways.
day, I believe that Heather was only mere seconds away from being kidnapped. I also don't recall if they ever apprehended the suspect.
That's why you're not my real
I can
mom.
only hope that they were never successful.
Look at my hair, look at yours.
It was late October in Sofia, Bulgaria.
When the fuck did we get British?
That year, Halloween fell on a Saturday, and my friend Minchko was throwing a massive shindig
Who's
at his
narrating
parents'
this shit?
apartment.
Coffee house crime?
Now, this guy was rich by Bulgarian standards, born into money. So when I say apartment, don't think of a typical, grotty Sofian flat. Think more along the lines of one of those unrealistically huge apartments from an American sitcom.
Hey.
His parents had
Yep.
gone away for the weekend to either Spain or Italy or somewhere else suitably warm, and as such, things were set to go wild. When the night finally rolled around, I dressed up in my zombie costume and set out to meet some friends.
Nasty ass
Minchko's
zombie
invitation
costume,
said
bro.
that the party
I
started
mean,
at 8.
oh my god.
so
Spirit Halloween
naturally,
has so many
me and
better
my group of
costumes.
chums didn't plan to arrive until 10. Gotta be fashionable. When we did arrive, most of the guests were already
Damn!
The vodka was flowing freely, put it like that.
Niggas drinking out of fucking porn bottles, and his eyes are, and he's so drunk, his eyes are popping out of his head. This man is not okay. Somebody help this man. Get this man up.
They had a massive punch bowl, which was probably only 10% juice, knowing Minchko. Some of us had a few midterm exams coming up, so we didn't want to go too wild. We just had a few beers, while everyone else pigged out on punch. Other than the people on my course, there was one other guy who wasn't really drinking that night. Some dude in a wolfman mask who was just hanging around the punch bowl.
Weird ass nigga.
He didn't seem to know anybody at the party, and was keeping to himself. Looked a little awkward, to be honest. The friendly half of me wanted to introduce myself, invite him to hang out with me and my friends. My socially anxious other half, however, decided against that.
Bro, you weird.
The night goes on, and one of the partiers starts to complain about having stomach pain.
Oh, you
figured
got
he's
you
overdone.
got
Some
drugs, sir.
guys really can't handle their alcohol. He makes his way to the bathroom and starts vomiting.
Ugh.
Not long afterwards, another guest starts complaining about the same problem. And then another, and another.
Oh, he drugged all y'all.
Eventually, a dozen or so people are grabbing their stomachs in pain. Things
It was
start
in
to
the
seem
punch.
serious, with some people even vomiting on the living room floor. A little worried, someone calls for medical assistance. At the hospital,
It was a
things turned
punch.
out not to be an extreme instance of alcohol
Damn, that's a
poisoning.
dirty ass hospital. That's a
Instead,
rundown
we
ass
found out
hospital.
That the punch bowl contained a secret ingredient that someone had slipped in. It had been laced with rat poison.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Thankfully, the dosage
Rip.
wasn't high enough to kill anyone immediately, but without treatment, the amount could have been fatal within a few hours.
Rip.
At a party full of drunk people, it was totally possible that no one would have been sober enough to react appropriately and call an ambulance. Somebody also could have easily passed out, not realizing that they'd been poisoned. Thankfully, though many were hospitalized, nobody ended up with any prolonged health issues.
Damn.
When we were questioned about what we all knew, the guy in the wolf mask came into my mind. He had been hanging around the punch bowl. I mentioned it to the police, and said that one of the other guests must have known who he was. Talking to my friends about it afterwards, though, it seemed like nobody did know who he was. Everybody assumed that he was a friend of somebody else's, and didn't bother to question his attendance. As far as anybody could remember,
That's why you gotta
nobody
start
talked to
real
him.
asking
Nobody
questions,
saw him
nigga.
without his mask on, and nobody even remembered who he turned up with, or even when he arrived at all. He had just slipped in and
Start asking questions about the weirdos in the corner.
The police investigation turned up very little. It seemed as though it was just a one-off incident. Some guy wanting to cause harm to a lot of people at once. But people like that rarely try this sort of thing only once. Almost 1 year later to the day, on the next Halloween weekend, the exact same thing happened at a party in a different part of town. This time, the amount of poison used was increased.
Damn.
3 people almost lost their lives that night, and 10 were hospitalized.
Damn.
This time, however, the perpetrator was tackled by another partygoer who realized what he was up to. Under questioning, the police realized that the guy in the wolf mask was obviously a little disturbed in the head. He
Yeah,
cited
no
an
shit,
event
Sherlock.
known as the Jonestown Massacre as his inspiration behind his actions.
The Jonestown
Looking
Massacre.
into it, it turns out it was an event in the late 70s where over 300 members of a cult died
Yeah.
after being forced to drink from a poisoned punch bowl.
The mass suicide shit.
This unstable nutjob wanted to pay homage to the largest mass suicide in history. For the
Bro,
first time
super kick
my
him in
life,
his jaw,
I
bro.
was damn thankful that I had exams coming up. I'm known for going a little bit wild at parties, and for trying to drink everyone under the table. Who's to say I wouldn't have chugged more poison punch than my body could have handled? Whenever Minchko hosts a Halloween party now, he always checks under everyone's mask at the door, just to make sure they're on the guest list.
Bro. These ads are killing me, bro. Hey. That's some shit, ain't it? That's some shit.